So, but let's go here and bring up the idle GUI. So this is the idle GUI, and I could actually download if I wanted to the actual file by say click here to download if the file does not open, and that however doesn't work here. I could right click and then say save target as, and that would actually save the file on wherever I wanted to. So let's go ahead and do this, and this one here will actually save it in the downloads folder under the name gauss.py, and as usual on the Windows it will actually hide the information, the file extension. And so I can now go to the downloads folder and actually look at this in the File Explorer. You'll see that the icon signifies that it's actually identified as a Python file, and the automatic solution to this actually is to open this with the Python interpreter, or you can actually also edit this with idle. So let's go for both. I'll close idle for the time being, and I can actually double click on it, and at which point the interpreter comes up, and I can give it a 100, and we'll see here that it actually does compute the result. So if you want to edit the file and run it and still see the final output, it's usually a good idea to just edit the Python file with idle as the integrated development environment. So here you see then the integrated development environment, the editor window, and you can see that the text and the different keywords are being highlighted in different colors. So this is syntax highlighting, which is of course something that pretty much all the integrated development environments do these days. So that's fairly convenient because it gives you a fairly quick hint on whether, even while you're typing, whether your code is syntactically correct or not. So syntax highlighting is a very nice feature. You again see the indentation here and everything. And so now we can actually go ahead and run this. And to run the module, this is really something that has been established sort of as a standard with integrated development environments, that the F5 key actually is a shortcut to run and build the program. Build the program in case of compiled IDEs, but here, of course, all we have to do is run. So F5 really runs it. We see that a new shell is being opened with a Python interpreter. I again can enter the number 100, and I'll see this. And again, I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is now the 1 million in around 0.2 seconds. And again, however, now when I hit 0 to stop, I'm actually again in the interpreter. And another thing that's very notable and very helpful is that actually this is just the stop of the program. However, all the variables and all the values are still there. So if I want to see the current value of result, I can just type result and actually get that. I also get the last value of I, which as you can see here is 1 million. So all the information that has been generated during the run of the program is there for your inspection, which comes in very handy when you actually try to debug things when things are not going like you expected. So this is basically the interactive um, and integrated development environment. Again, we can rerun the module by just running it again, at which point the interpreter will have a complete restart. So now at this point, all variables are gone, and the program starts with a clean slate, just as if you would have closed the interpreter and restarted it again. That's of course what the restart there signifies. And again, I can run this and I can do an enter to stop, and I do get the value I, and the result, as usual, now it's of course the new values. So this is the integrated development environment for Python idle on Windows. In macOS, you can download different interpreters, but idle actually is written in Python, so every Python installation will have idle available to you regardless of the operating system. So that concludes this rather short module on the interactive features of Python and why the interactive prompt when dealing with loops or control structures in general is a little bit different from what you would do in a module type setting where the program code lives in a file. So running a module is different from typing it, slightly different from typing the exact same code into the interactive Python shell.